4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Oh, 7, and welcome back to the channel. So first up, I obviously have to address the elephant in the room and apologise for not uploading in what seems to be a light year or 3. As some of you will know, I got a big promotion at work and I had to focus on my career for a while. But we're back, baby! And time is on my side for once, so I want to get back to making crappy videos for you all to watch. And today I want to discuss a hot topic in the world of Star Citizen. Something that I've discussed before and probably will again. And that is the dreaded barrier of entry, and the money you either have to or don't have to spend. A fanatical topic where the staunchest citizens are defensive to the very, very end, and the haters simply take pleasure in attacking both the game and its loyal fan base while not having a clue what they're talking about. And then we have someone like me who just enjoys the game for what it is and doesn't really get involved in that crap. But in particular, I want to discuss whether I was actually wrong about not needing anything more than the Aurora MR. Now, my stance about the cash shop is particularly well known by now. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with the ship pricing. I don't agree with the limited availability of ships, which is done purely to introduce artificial scarcity and rarity to appeal to your fear of missing out. I think it's a crappy tactic to use, and I've never been shy about that. And my stance on that will never, ever change. So, it will come to a surprise to some people that I actually did break my stance and bought 2 ships during IAE. I bought a Prospector and an MSR. And I did it for the total cost of around, I think it was £140. Now I'm lucky in the fact that I have a lot of referrals and therefore a few ships gifted to me by CIG by the way of the reward scheme. One of which was the Gladius, a well-known and well-loved combat ship. A ship that I actually quite liked flying. But there is one slight problem. I suck at combat. I died so easily to just the littlest, easiest thing. I mean, I was able to put up about as much defense as Chris Rock when he got slapped by Will Smith at the Oscars. So I part-X'd it, got 90 quid, and away we went. Now sure, Chris Rock's gonna get far more than 90 quid from Will Smith, let's face it. But 90 quid's 90 quid. Now I also part-X'd in the Dragonfly hoverbike we got a while ago, because I was about as much use on that as I was on the Gladius. Now mix that with the token that I got from Bad Panda from my Discord, link is in the description, to go from a Prospector to a Taurus for $5, and then from a Taurus to a Warbond MSR meant that I didn't really have to spend that much at all. But I digress. Now, I have always said that you don't need anything more than the base Aurora MR to get started in the game. Now, I have also said that you need nothing more than a pack of Kleenex, your right hand or left, no judgment, and a phone to have fun. But I might have been wrong then as well because Kleenex runs out and then you just have a mess. So, do I still stand by that? Well, obviously the Kleenex, no. But for the game, yes. But with a caveat. I mean, I'm special, I'm a snowflake, so only if, unlike me, you have time to play the game regularly. So for me, my game time is severely reduced compared to when I started this channel. I could game for hours every single day, where now, I'm lucky if I get hours in a week. I mean, it's really sad, to be fair, let's face it. I played more in one day back then than I do in a week now, which is just pathetic. But hey-ho, such is life, a man's got to work. I got bills to pay, especially after those energy price increases and the petrol price increase. Thanks Putin, you douche. So, when you first start out with the Aurora, it's cool, you do delivery missions, basic combat missions, explore a little, learn the game, do weird missions, the ones where you gotta go and scan some thing in the universe and kill the nasty boxes floating around in space. I don't know what mission it is, but I've done it, and it was rubbish. All the while learning the game and slowly building up your credits until you can actually afford to buy a bigger, better ship. For me, that is always the Prospector because I love mining. That's how I like to make my money in game. I got into mining watching Down to Earth Astronomy's videos on Elite Dangerous mining, and then I mined in Elite Dangerous. And again, when he came over here, I watched his mine over here. and then I just had to try it. It's just what I enjoy doing. So for me, in my situation, the money I spent was well worth it. I have a full mining setup ready to go every time we have a wipe, and you better believe there are more coming. To get me back into the game, making money the way I enjoy doing it as quickly as I can. Quant mining is my favourite thing to do in game. It's not for everyone, but I enjoy the heck out of it, and you cannot do that in a rented ship. For me to get this far from my Titan starter pack would mean saving for the Prospector and then hiring a cargo ship until I could afford the price to buy one, which would likely be the Freelancer Max, purely based off its price because there's not really any other reason I would want to get one, and then start saving for the other ships that I want to fly around in, like a Connie Phoenix or an MSR if I hadn't bought one, or an Ion or an Inferno when they eventually make it into the game. I'm talking to you, CIG. I can't wait to fly an Inferno with a big gun flying off the front, acting like it's a penis. Make it happen! But seriously, I've saved vital hours by paying a little bit of money up front. However, I do still believe that the game needs nothing more than the starter pack to get you in and get you going. That is still very much true. I suppose it just comes down to what time you have available and just how valuable that time is for you. For me personally, I have my job, I have my business still, I have my studies, I have a wife, I have a daughter, and when I can, I have this channel to talk to you fine people. It's just not feasible for me to start on an Aurora MR or a Titan, just certainly not with how I like to play. Now, having said that, do I see myself buying more ships for real world money? Not likely. I just cannot justify paying the prices that CIG charge for these ships. The only reason I got the ones I did was because I got them cheap and my missus was okay with that. If I try and buy something like an Odyssey, trust me, I am sleeping on the sofa for a light year. So, was I wrong about Star Citizen and its barrier of entry? Yes and no. As I've said, for someone like me with very little time, yes, I was absolutely wrong. The bare minimum I would recommend would be a Cutlass Black. Or even a Prospector if you just want to mine. But for someone who has the time and enjoys things like combat, delivery missions, a little bit of exploration, just doing other different things, then no. I was still correct in my initial belief and my initial stance that you can get all this with the Aurora MR or a Titan, which would actually be the preferred option. It would just take you a lot longer than someone like me who spent a little bit of money up front. So there we have it. I was right and I was wrong. See, and this sounds like a marriage now because I'm always convinced I'm right and my wife's always convinced I'm wrong. I'm usually one or the other, never both, certainly at the same time. However, there we have it. So until next time, you fine people, and I have missed saying this, I have been Just Dave, reminding you all to be good. And if you can't be good, be dangerous.